everyone, and welcome to today's Shop Talk. I'm excited today because we've got Rianna Alberty. She is one of our global real estate advisors. And we're going to kind of pick her brain a little bit about what you're seeing in the market and also a little bit about some of your ventures that you have here in Austin. Rianna is a fifth generation Austinite, like myself, born and raised. So you went to school here, right? You were a business major. So you know Austin really, really well, which I feel like that makes not only a great agent just because you've seen how Austin has grown, but, you've lived here. So you kind of know what people like, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like real estate was such a great fit for you. But why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and kind of how you progressed into, being a luxury real estate agent?
Absolutely. Yeah. My mom was in real estate her whole career, both residential and commercial. And I've definitely seen the city grow up and change, explode. It's so different than what it was, but I do feel like we've kept a lot of the charm here in Austin, which I love. I traveled a lot in my younger years and just always came back having kids and then, having family here. It's impossible to leave. And, I always want to be near my family, but I went to school here. I went to Westwood High School, and then I studied business at St. Edward's University and got a great education there. I loved going to school there. And my mom brought the Trek application over when I was 28, and it was like, you got to fill this out. You got to get your license. And I remember seeing her career and how hard she worked, and, mom of 3 kids, single mom. And I was just like, I think I'll, maybe try some entrepreneurial endeavors.
Yeah.
But hindsight, listen to your mom, learned that lesson, should have done it then, but hey, we're here now. But yeah, I have had some consumer product businesses over my career. I had a Remix Cosmetics makeup company for a while. And COVID really kind of threw the wrench in a lot of businesses and a lot of people's career paths. And, many people shifted gears, and you kind of had to just pick up and do what you could at that time. So back in 2013, I bought my first property that I remodeled, and that was in Pemberton Heights, which is absolutely one of the most charming neighborhoods we have here in central Austin. And I really took this 1938 cottage to the studs, redid every single piece of it, but I kept the structure and the frame of it because it was just so charming and adorable, and remodeled it into what I would call a modern cottage, and sold it a couple years after that. So that was really my first
dabble into the remodeling of luxury homes, right?
Absolutely. And, just real estate in general. And so I worked with my mom, since then to acquire properties, remodel them, and sell them.
And you do it all, right? Do you do like the design aspect? I mean, and your stuff is beautiful.
Thank you.
You have a very, very beautiful product but y'all are like a one-stop shop pretty much.
Yeah. And I think really that Pemberton project really got, my feet wet as far as what all goes into a luxury property and really pulling everything together. And yeah, I mean, we do everything. So now, not only am I able to help clients purchase, any level of home in Austin, I can teach them about building equity, purchasing a home that might, need some TLC, helping coach them what they need to do or might be getting themselves into, budgets, et cetera, equity.
Right. And you can give them advice. Hey, if you only have a budget for X amount, these are the 3 things that are going to give you the most bang for your buck.
Absolutely.
Because what is it? It's probably your kitchen, right?
Yeah.
What would it be? Kitchen, probably
bathrooms. Absolutely.
And probably paint colors, probably throughout the house.
Paint colors are widely overlooked and hugely impactful.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I feel like that's like so important. There's so many people, well, if I had this much money, what would you fix? And it's kind of like, oh kitchen is always the best, but
Yeah. And kitchen and bathrooms are the most expensive.
of course. So it's
But-
like if you're on a budget, you have to kind of pick and choose.
Right. But there's little details you can get into, like, what shape are the cabinets in? Could we paint the cabinets and put hardware on? Because that would be way less expensive than, rebuilding cabinets or carpentry or any of that stuff. So there are little tips and tricks that we can get into. And the thing about what's interesting about what you brought up is that a lot of clients, even if you ask them about what kind of budget they're thinking of, they don't have a budget in mind. And that's natural. That's completely normal. And, I'm able to kind of walk them through, here's the scope of XYZ, and here's what, $50,000 redo, or zhuzh might do to the home, and here's what 150,000 or 500, or, we work with all budgets, but it's helpful to get the client just kind of wrap their brain around what they're getting into, because who wants to, get into something.
And you have the vision for it. That's like, I mean, I feel like, have you noticed a lot of people don't have the vision when they see a house? They're like, ooh, can't do it. They just kind of want some things that are pretty much make ready.
100%. And I feel like that is definitely a skill that a lot of us have as real estate agents, is we're able to see the possibility in a project or a home. And I've always loved design, love color, the cosmetic company. I mean, that was very, very much art, creative driven. And I just love beautiful homes. And I've always paid attention to, just the details of what pulls something together, and the colors, everything down to like the grout color.
Right.
And so it's something I really enjoy.
Yeah. Well, and I think one thing that I think makes it super unique for you is because not only are you able to like fix these homes up, but you're also the agent selling them. So you can be in there and you get the physical feedback of people. Wow, I really love this, or this is a game changer for me, or the floors are amazing, or you did a great job on these countertops. And I feel like that gives you more ammo for your next remodel to be like, oop, shouldn't have spent money on this.
100%.
Gonna do it on this. And I feel like that makes you so valuable, to the client.
It's a huge aspect that I get, that direct feedback. So LuxeHAven Homes is my remodel company.
Okay.
And I own that with my husband, Justin Boyd, who has worked with me from the beginning. He is my CFO, and then I'm kind of boots on the ground and design. And so we work really well together, and we have to know our buyer really well. We really need to understand, okay, what dollars are we going to spend on what in this home to make sure that we're hitting that sweet spot of what is the buyer not going to be afraid of, and it's too trendy, and it's going to appeal to a wide audience.
Hey, I'm Brandon Sparks with Nautilus Lending. We're a full-service mortgage lender and brokerage based right here in Austin, Texas, but serving not just Texas, Florida, and Tennessee as well. One of the things we're really, really good at is creative financing, and it doesn't matter whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned investor. We have loan programs to facilitate everything legally possible. You can find out more about us at www.nautilus-lending.com. That's www.nautilus-lending.com.
And y'all focus in pretty much central Austin, right? Like y'all do Tarrytown, Pemberton, Westlake, Lake Austin. That's kind of your bread and butter, correct?
Yeah.
And I feel like you get pretty much the same caliber of client, the same type of client for the most part of what you're looking for. So I feel like that makes it, kind of like this is your product, which is really nice. And so, yeah, I mean, I can attest to Rianna. She's helping me with something on my house personally, and she has been on it. I mean, she's got the vendors, she's got the contractors, and so far it's just been great. And I feel like that's such a big thing, is to have good people that can do good quality work.
Absolutely. It is a total game changer. And I can just attest I think everyone has experienced this in some form or fashion. Just having to, really find reliable people and vendors that do really high quality work and stand behind their product.
Yeah.
And, it's just, you have to have a personal referral. And when I find those, great people, I really hold on to them and take good care of them, because I go back to them over and over and over.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like that's so important. Okay. So yes, you have your own remodel business, but you also have another business little venture that you're an investor in, which I feel like I recently learned about you, but I think is so cool. So Kingdom Nightclub, right? So
Correct.
this is located on East 7th Street, kind of tucked away, right? It's a little bit. Why don't you give people a little bit of history? Because I am born and raised from Austin, and I have heard about Kingdom, but I don't think I ever put the two and two together that it was, kind of a little bit of your business venture that you're an investor in. So tell people a little bit about what Kingdom is.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. It's so Justin, my husband, and I got involved only a couple years ago. And so Justin is a co-owner with his brother, Garrett. And Garrett started the nightclub 10 plus years ago. And it was in the Frost building. And the entrance was in an alley. So very like kind of almost speakeasy underground vibes. And we have DJs, all sorts of music, but mainly DJs and electronic music.
And you're known for your light shows too, right?
Yeah, the guys did an incredible job with just the production value, the lighting, the sound. DJs know of Kingdom and they want to come play there because it's top notch.
It's top notch. So it's like a dance. I mean, you dance.
You dance the night away.
Is it all standing or is there tables to sit at?
Yeah, there's tables. We have tables along the side, and then it's mainly a dance floor. And so it's fun. What I love about it is the guys do a really great job of finding artists that are really up and coming, and they, you may not have heard of them, but you may know a couple songs when you hear it, and then it's just a blast. And then before you know it, these DJs are just world renowned and they're playing all over the place. And so it's really cool to just see their trajectory and like see them succeed. And I'm just really proud of the guys because they work so hard. COVID, kind of squashed a little bit of the trajectory of the first location that we had, and it ended up being a blessing in disguise because the guys were able to find our new location, and they just knocked it out of the water with the design and what they did with the new space. And it's just really high end and really comfortable, and it's a good time.
It's fun. And it's open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, but it doesn't open till 10 p.m., right?
Usually usually it's 10 p.m. So what's different about this business is that it's event based. So we aren't open every night for like people to come in and have drinks per se, for example. But we will have shows. And so it's more like think of like Stubbs or, where we have an artist coming in and we sell tickets that way. So you can find all the information on Kingdom Nightclub, Instagram, and the website.
Amazing. That's so cool. I just think it's so fun.
Yeah.
What's the difference in remodeling a home, buying a home, and doing the work in there, and when you found the new place and you're like making a club, which is definitely not a home?
Absolutely. That's a great question. I, always give my 2 cents and gave my 2 cents to the guys when they were working on the new nightclub and opening that. But they actually hired an architect. They had a whole design team, and rightly so. It was a really big project. It's completely different now than what it looked like when they first found this new space. And but I definitely gave them my opinions on things, and but they did a great job. But to answer your question, I'm actually working on a couple commercial projects now, and that's definitely a new addition. I'm working on redesigning a spa, and the difference I would say is that actually it is very similar. There are a lot of similarities between remodeling a personal home and remodeling a commercial space. But I would say that it depends on who the end client is. So for example, if it's residential and it's a client's home, that's probably
personal.
That is so personal. That's probably the most specific, detailed project that you're going to get. And really, I approach that with with caution, I guess you could say. Like I definitely tread lightly because I want to really hear and understand my client's vision. And so I'm trying to guide them, but also like really meet their needs and their wants. Whereas if it is a commercial space, you're really dealing with, kind of who is your target market? Who's your end user that's coming in here every day?
Right.
Is it, and kind of where we want to strike as far as where the design
Well, like with the
lands.
spa, it's kind of like, well, clearly you're going to have all different types of people in here.
Yes.
So when someone goes to a spa, what do they want? They want to feel relaxed.
Absolutely.
So even if this person is like, I love the dark, restoration hardware vibes, but when you go to spa, you want like Zen, So
Yes.
I feel like it's just so, it's like either personal and then you just got to appeal to the masses for the most part in commercial, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely like more of the vibe that you feel when you're in it.
Yeah. Well, man, you are so, like already like just so cool. Like this kind of like two different hats you kind of wear with your two different business ventures, but then also being an agent, I feel like it's like the best fit for you. You know what I mean? Especially with the business that you're doing. Are you seeing a little bit, like, especially with the homes that you're remodeling versus just homes that you might be listing that maybe you haven't flipped or you aren't remodeling? Are you seeing a difference in how quickly the ones that you're zhuzhing up are going quicker than the ones that, maybe haven't been touched?
Correct. Yeah. Typically the homes that I purchased for my LuxeHAven remodel business, all need to be remodeled. And so I do that work and then I put them on the market. Right now, as we know, the market is challenging. There's a lot of inventory. So anything that is redone and, move-in ready, it has a leg up,
Yeah,
I feel.
an advantage, yeah.
Although I will say I've seen a lot of requests, even lately, the last month or two, of agents asking for their clients for something that does need some work. So you never know. Sometimes clients want to do it because they know they can put their stamp on it, and they're not afraid of doing the work. But it really just depends on the client. So it's still a mixed bag.
Yeah.
But
well, the market's a little hard.
The market's tough right now, but I am seeing a lot more activity. Both in the lending space and also the real estate space. And so I kind of start to see it bubbling up in lending first, and then we start to
We're kind of seeing some rates down in the low sixes as of last week. Clearly they change every day, but and I know the Fed had talked about, doing another, drop, but, and I think that gives people hope, but I think people still need to understand it is a buyer's market right now.
Absolutely.
It's like the buyers hold the cards. And I felt like, during COVID, it was such a seller's market.
Yes.
And so, but I do think like in the most part, personally, and I would say like if you have a home that's move-in ready versus a home that's not, you're going to say more likely than not, someone's going to want to, if they have the budget to it, they're just going to want to move into something because they don't want to think about having to fix it up.
Absolutely. And it goes back to your point of a lot of people can't really see that vision or potential of what it can be. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, it's great. Well, we're so happy that you came on here today to talk about it. And, you've been a real estate advisor with us for a little bit, and it's just been so awesome to see what you've done with the homes you've purchased, how you've redone them, and you do a beautiful product.
Thank you.
I know we just saw one of your houses on, Lake Austin right now, and it's stunning. You did a fantastic job to that.
Thank you.
And the colors you picked, that navy, some of the stuff you did was just really beautiful.
Yeah,
so
thank you so much.
You are very talented, and we really appreciate you coming on today
Yeah.
to talk about your business. And of course, Kingdom Nightclub, if you haven't been, you guys need to go check it out.
Yep.
I might have to make my husband and I go out one night and just go test it out for the waters. So
We'll get you the VIP table in the front. Yes.
I will come. Definitely. I love that.
Perfect.
Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Rianna. I appreciate it. And thank you for listening, everyone.